Thank you for your time, Prabhu. Prabhuji, can you please let us know how did you came in Krishna consciousness and which year you started and what is your name and which year you got initiated?
Okay, my name is Naga Kirtan Das. My spiritual master's name is His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu. I was introduced to Krishna consciousness in 2011 and I've been practicing after initiation for only about a year now.
And how did you came and what was the story all about?
How did I come to Krishna consciousness? I was interested in different types of philosophy and meditation. So it was quite natural actually. When I met the devotees, I became very attracted to the mantra, which actually I had been looking to chant mantras and I couldn't find any mantras. So the devotees, they gave me the chance to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And I've been very appreciative of this experience because there's a special potency in Krishna consciousness that I was not able to find in other traditions. I looked quite extensively through many different traditions, Buddhism, Taoism, a little bit of magic or occult and things like that, yoga, so many things. And that depth, that feeling that you find in Krishna consciousness, it's not available anywhere else. So I'm very appreciative to be able to be in Krishna consciousness with the devotees now. It's a special experience.
Great. Thank you so much for explaining us how did you join Krishna consciousness. The very next question, Prabhuji, as you said, you had joined, you have been searching for mantra here and there. You also have went to some kind of other things, you tried everything. So how do you feel now? After you joined Krishna consciousness, what was your life before that and what is the comparison of life?
Practicing Krishna consciousness is a great difference from what I was doing before. Although I was definitely interested in meditation and higher consciousness, my life was greatly materialistic and I was engaged in many sensual activities and enjoying like anything. And so the difference I've noticed in Krishna consciousness is that without making an endeavor to enjoy, that automatically that I feel happiness just by trying to serve the devotees or trying to serve my spiritual master or just chanting Hare Krishna for Krishna's pleasure. Automatically happiness is coming. So I'd say that's the major difference between Krishna consciousness and my life previously. And that's what I think makes Krishna consciousness special, is it teaches me how to become more selfless.
Right. Thank you so much for enlightening us about what is the difference of your life after you came to Krishna consciousness. The very next question, Prabhu, is what are the services you are rendering? Where are you settled or where are you from?
Well, in general, I'm quite familiar, as per my level of experience, with preaching, book distribution, and cooking. But currently I've been living on a farm here in India. Specifically, it's called Gokul Dham. It's right near Belgaum. And the farm is a wonderful project. It's under the care of Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj. And he's developed it in such a way that it's almost completely free of all modern amenities. So this farm is, at this farm they've given me the opportunity to do various services. Watering vegetables, mulching guava plants, and serving the deities there. And doing a little preaching.
Great. Prabhuji, can you please enlighten us about the Gokul Dham project? What is it all about? And would you like to invite all the devotees? Because we don't know what it is.
Yeah, Gokul Dham is a very special farm project because it utilizes the principle that Prabhupada gave us, that we should not be dependent on modern civilization. Although Prabhupada taught us also Yukta Vairagya and how to utilize modern amenities for Krishna's service, and many times he emphasized the point that we should not become dependent on these artificial things produced by the higher powers, demoniac powers ruling. So this project is a wonderful opportunity for the devotees to see how it's actually possible to live without dependence on these atheistic class of men. So the farm is completely free from any electricity. It doesn't have any tap, and it's everything there is natural. There's fire stoves, stone grinding, mortar for spices and food, and there's wells, and everything is completely natural. Natural soap. It's not even soap. It's like a plant, shikakai. I think in India a lot of people know about it, but it's actually a bean that you clean your body with. So it's very actually an empowering experience to live like that and to see that we don't require to be so much dependent on these demons. Actually, it's quite empowering and quite liberating, and it's actually very important, because if we continue to live in a way which indicates that we are dependent on these other forces, these other powers, then our Krishna consciousness is only be able to develop as far as within that jurisdiction of those powers.
Great. Thank you so much for enlightening us about Gokul Dham project. The very next question, Prabhu, as you're a brahmachari, you've been joined around a couple of years back. So what inspired you to be a brahmachari? How would you take it further?
I was coming to the temple for about 6 months. The devotee there, he continued to encourage me to try the brahmachari ashram, and I actually hesitated many times to join, but I was interested in trying to stay for a short time, so I stayed for 1 week. After staying for 1 week, I could tell that there was a special potency there in the Krishna consciousness, and I just decided to stay longer, and ever since then I never left.
Great. Prabhuji, so the very next question, as you explained about why you are a brahmachari, what inspired you to be a brahmachari, why will you never leave ISKCON?
I've made the decision to never leave ISKCON because the association of devotees in chanting Hare Krishna and reading Srila Prabhupada's books is a facility that's offered by the society that gives one entrance into the highest realm of spiritual life. And this sort of caliber of spiritual practice, as far as I've seen, is not offered by any other group, big or small. So I am largely indebted to ISKCON, actually, for giving such high knowledge and such high practices to myself, and therefore I'd like to stay in touch and stay with ISKCON for the rest of my life in order to properly honor and utilize these practices that are being given so freely, and to also help to share them myself to whatever extent I'm capable.
Right. Prabhuji, as you are closely associated with Gokul Dham project, as being managed by His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj, can you share some of your experience with Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj as you are closely associated with him and helping him serve the Prabhupada's mission?
I have to be honest, I'm not actually, I've spoken to Maharaj a couple of times. I wouldn't say I'm closely associated with him because he's not always there. And all I can say is that he's a very incredible sadhu, and his gravity and his speech are impeccable, and he just has an incredibly impressive character, and that's all I can say about him, because I actually am not very closely associated with, and he's extremely liberal and generous. That's all I can say.